Hello. This will be a brief tutorial on how to increase the count and volume for your song in Band in a Box if you're using RealDrums. I should mention that this only works for Band in a Box versions 2022 and higher, as versions prior to 2022 do not have the volume node automation feature, which is required for the steps here that follow. I'll be demonstrating on Windows here, but the process is exactly the same on Mac. So in Band in a Box, the count-ins are generated on the drums track. So first thing we're going to do is select the drums track. You can either select it up here where it says drums, and you can click on that, or you can select it here in the mixer and just click on drums. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to open the audio edit window. This lives in a few different places. You can find it here by clicking on Window, and going to Audio Edit and Audio Edit Window. If you have the more modern layout selected in Band in a Box, you can select it here under the Views tab, or if your layout is more like this, our classic layout, you'll find Audio Edit right here. So with Audio Edit open, you can see here that we have the waveform for the drums track. Now, what we're going to want to do is navigate to where the count-in clicks are. So that's going to be right here, the beginning of our song. So there's a few different controls that you can use to just zoom in on that particular spot. If you're using like a mouse or mouse and keyboard, or you have like a trackpad on your computer that allows you to scroll, you can use the scroll wheel like in and out to adjust the zoom. If you don't, that's no problem. You can use these plus and minus buttons in the upper left here to zoom in and out. So we'll go ahead and zoom in, and our position is completely wrong, so we can adjust that by either holding down Shift on our keyboard and scrolling the mouse wheel like this, or you can just use this scroll bar and just move it over. So I'm going to get myself into position here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more, and perfect. So right here we have our count-in clicks. So if you're not sure that's what those are, you could just press play and you'll hear the click, and they'll kind of happen right as the cursor, this red cursor, passes over these peaks. So you can confirm that way. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to add the volume node automation overlay here, kind of enabling that volume node automation feature. That is right up here. It's this kind of blue button. Once we click that, we will have this blue line added to our waveform. And this is where we will have the ability to set volumes for certain sections and have it automatically change those. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look for the last click on our count-in, which is right here. And if you want to, if it helps, you could put your cursor just to the right of it. And I'm going to just click right on that blue line. And what that did is it added a node. So I want to keep this node here because I want the volume to return back to normal at this point. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click just to the left of that and add another node. And what I'm going to do with this node is I'm going to drag it up to give me a little bit of a boost. And then I'm going to go to the very beginning, the very first node here. I'm going to drag that up as well. So what that's going to do is it's going to increase this section by whatever amount we have selected here, which is about 6 dB. And then as soon as the count-in's over, it's going to drop back down to normal, so it'll fit in with the other instruments in the mix. So we can go ahead and, so actually before that, I'm just going to go ahead and reset this. So we'll just have a listen as it is. All right. And now I'm going to go ahead and add those nodes in and boost this. All right. It's a bit better. Now, let's say that's not quite enough boost for you. No problem. So what you can do is you can kind of change the vertical zoom here so that you can actually have a little bit more space to increase these nodes further. So you can either hold down Control on your keyboard and scroll up and down to kind of change that vertical zoom, or you can locate these plus and minus buttons here, just between the sample and snap buttons, and you can adjust that way. So what I have here now is even more adjustability. So I'm going to drag this up. Let's say I want to double it. Let's go up to 12 dB. And you can see the layout, or excuse me, the the readout for each node. You can just select it or just hover over it, and you can see how much boost or cut you've got here. So I've got 12 dB there now. Let's take a listen and see how that goes. All right, much better. So of course you can adjust that to your liking. You can even with this window bring the drums track down a bit, or with any track that you're using the volume node automation with, you can do these adjustments, and you can add several nodes in here to adjust as you like. But that's more getting into another great video that we have covering the volume node automation. So anyway, I hope you found this helpful. If you have any further questions about the steps covered in this video, please don't hesitate to reach out.